The human being was made to question his reality. Here is provided a forum that evades and rejects the mainstream media, where ideas and topics of interest outside of the norm are free to flourish and grow in the strangeness and with objectivity that is their right. Join us now for a discussion from somewhere between the real and the imagined, between outer and inner space, where things just odd enough to be the truth have a place to live, breathe, and make their home. Recorded live from the jagged edge of reality, this is JAG Radio.
Woo! Show! What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to the JAG Show.com. Well, actually, it's not the JAG Show. Well, that's our website. But this is Super Audio Network. Mr. Dre is the master behind this incredible magic. We got sexy JD and even sexier Angel.
Hey.
This isn't even where my nipple is.
Hi,
But
guys.
I'm rubbing it anyway.
And for those that are listening, he is rubbing his button.
I mean, you guys can't see this because it's probably not on 60 FPS, but his nipples are really hard right now.
Really
They're
hard.
protruding.
They
If
can
let me tell you,
right now.
we could put this.
It's diamond.
That you mentioned is 60 FPS. That's amazing. I just seen a video today
Yeah.
Damn.
about adult nature of 60
Really?
FPS.
And it's
That's-
good stuff, is it
that's
not?
a new
It was
thing?
good stuff.
Now, bro,
yeah.
if you pair that with a VR helmet and a pair of headphones, I mean, it's like you're there.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I've heard.
Nah, it was that
I've heard.
like an instant sploosh.
I've heard it's
Dre?
good.
Sploosh.
I don't think he
You
was
know.
watching it very long.
You wouldn't be
was he
wrong,
watching
man.
it?
You wouldn't be a lying man.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
All right. Well, everyone,
Well, now that
Welcome
we've
to
got
the
all the
show.
pleasantries out of the way.
yeah, now
Sorry.
the show will be smooth sailing from here
Sorry,
forward.
not sorry.
But thanks, everybody, for coming on. And then we got a pretty good show for you. JD wants to basically start it off with someone very dear to us, passed.
Oh man. No, honestly. Okay, so Coast to Coast. You guys listen to Coast to Coast, AM Coast to Coast. Have you heard it before? It's a classic AM radio that pretty much talks about the paranormal. It's honestly one of it's a very big influence on our show, how we started as a paranormal show and whatnot. And unfortunately, the original host, Art Bell, passed away today.
Right.
Yeah, today. And
So in other words, he's going into field. He's going to do some field interviews firsthand on the other side.
so he's on the other
So-
side.
He's crossed
interviewing-
over.
Yeah, he's crossed
Right.
over. He knows exactly what's going on now.
He's going to go get that ass.
He's going to do the real
Yeah.
interviews.
What
Well,
if
you
it-
know what? He
what-
was a huge influence on myself and obviously on other hosts of the show that we do not mention anymore. But
Damn.
but yeah. So
man.
you know, rest in peace to him, Art Bell. You know,
Right.
because yeah, he
Yeah.
was a great
You know-
host, and he brought a lot of attention to the paranormal, which you know is
Not
something
a lot of
that I
people
like.
did, man. Not a lot of people did.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
No, I get to be honest, and I get to say that I had absolutely no idea who Art Bell was. I didn't. I'm not familiar with any of his stuff. Like, can you enlighten me on something that you know he was mostly known for? I mean, I know you said that it was coast to coast,
yeah,
like
AM.
AM radio.
Yeah, so it was an AM paranormal show that he pretty much founded, and you know he would talk about all kinds of paranormal, not just ghost stuff, but like alien stuff, conspiracy theories, the whole thing that George is into, reptilians and whatnot, everything.
Yeah,
on the paranormal spectrum.
He would let anyone that had any type of remote off tilt idea come in.
Just
Yeah.
any
So
kind of.
he would interview him and
Yeah.
actually give him a lot of respect too. He wouldn't
For
say,
sure.
"Hey, you're not an absolute."
Well,
crackpot."
at the end
So
of the day,
that's why the other fool had so much hope, huh? He was just like, if I just talk to Art Bell, he'll get me.
Right,
he'll validate me.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. I mean, at least now we can start interviewing from the other side.
Oh,
now
yeah.
what we got to do is get a medium in.
Oh,
Oh,
And then
there it is.
channel that dude. Be like,
If
"Art,
that was-
how's it out there on the field? How you doing?"
Yeah.
If that is possible, I'm so fucking down, dude. You know?
Ouija board?
Super.
You
Oh,
know,
let's
Ouija
do
board?
it.
Yeah.
Hey, we should do that.
Ouija board?
Have
No,
a Ouija
I'm
board
game.
on the
No.
show.
I'll go on eBay buy one of those wood ones.
Ah, dude,
Ooh.
I'm fucking
mean a
down.
Woody?
Ooh.
Yeah, Woody.
You know, speaking of the Ouija board, I've tried it a few times, and it never works for me.
Were you by yourself?
No, I was with 2 other people. Most of the time, it's just 3 people. I don't know why 3, but yeah, the times that I have used it,
I think it's because it's a
never fucking
triangle.
worked.
Right.
You think so?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
piece that you touch is a triangle. I think that's why it's always 3. So everybody grabs a side and then they start.
Well, they say the number 3 is associated with something demonic. That it usually
Ooh.
comes in
Dude,
3.
why does it always have to be
Ooh.
demonic
I
with
don't
Why's it
know.
gotta
I
be
don't
like
know.
that, bro?
I don't know.
Jesus,
That's
damn.
I don't know.
Why you leaving out the
I don't know.
666
I'm
for?
just giving you the information, all
Shit,
right?
Come on, baby.
I don't write the shit.
That ain't even the mark of the beast, bro.
Damn, dog.
Come on.
Damn.
son.
Shit.
But yeah,
Come
definitely,
on,
you
man.
know,
Come on.
rest in peace, Art Bell. You know, he
It-
did a
it-
great job doing
you know,
what he did.
Isn't that the craziest thing, man? We're totally in the system. I mean, from the day of birth, right?
Yep.
Day of birth, you're in a system that you're gonna be tapping out eventually, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, as I was growing up, my grandfather, he would always be in and out of hospitals all the time as a kid, right? So I'd be like, inside, I'd be like, Grandpa's gonna make it. Grandpa's gonna make it. You need to make
Yeah,
it,
you
right?
think-
know, whatever.
yeah.
But the thing is like from the onset, always having that thing in the back of your mind that, damn, you're gonna like not have people around that you love,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Due to like, you know, irrevocable circumstances. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's absolutely, you can't have no control over this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No control. And that's everything, man.
For
Everything,
sure.
everything goes
For
in
sure.
this
You know,
path.
Yep.
yeah, exactly. Like sometimes I think about it, like when I'm stuck in traffic. Like eventually one day, everybody in their cars on this fucking freeway is gonna be in a box, 6 feet
Damn.
under. It's kind of crazy to think about, and it kind of saddens me. But at the same time, it's a part of life. What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, see, I came to terms with death like when I was like really, really young. Like I had to be like maybe like 4 or 5 years old when I really understood the concept. And I would have
how did
like
that happen?
panic attacks. Like I would have
Oh, shit.
legitimate panic attacks when I realized that I would no longer exist. Right, that I would no longer be here and that my time is limited. Now I'm like 5. I've got a whole lifetime ahead of me, right?
Right.
But I just always had these panic attacks thinking, and I would legitimately hyperventilate, all this other
No
stuff.
shit, at 4?
And I would
Yeah.
tell my mom,
Damn.
I would tell my mom, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Like I would repeat it over and over, and
Yeah.
they would look at me like I was fucking insane, like there was something wrong with me, which granted I might be, but that's not the point.
You're like, Angel,
The point
you know,
is
Angel,
that it freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah,
You know,
it
that I was
freaked
gonna
me
be
out.
much darker than I am now, lost in space. You know, just completely in oblivion and just never gonna exist again. At least that's what I thought at that time. I've now changed my mind quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah. There's a
I've
lot of research on
accepted
this
it a
shit
little
now.
different, like what we keep talking
Yeah.
about. It's all vibrations, right? We're
Yeah, right.
crossing over. We're doing something different.
Yeah, you never
And
even know
so
it.
that's what makes me feel good about, my grandmother just passed this week.
Condolences,
She
Sorry,
actually
my
just
condolences.
Congratulations.
yesterday, 3 a.m. And
You know,
she was a
that's
wonderful woman.
That's a secret time, dude. That 3 a.m. is a
Damn.
deal, man. It's a
There's
real
that
deal.
number 3 right there, dude.
Dude, that's what I'm
that's
saying.
A spot. I've heard
That's a sweet spot. It's
3
also
a.m.,
it's
yeah.
also when the morphine kicked in. So just
Oh,
they
okay.
made sure that she passed,
Yeah,
comfortably,
yeah, yeah,
right?
Right.
Comfortably.
Okay.
And I mean, it was. I mean, she was awesome, dude. Like, if I can be honest with you, the best lesson that I ever learned from her was just. I mean, if I can just go ahead and summarize it all in just one word, I will always remember my grandmother for doing this. That was it. With that right there, I knew to calm the fuck down. I knew to settle down. I knew that I better get my ass in check. Otherwise, she's going to come over here and she's going to fuck me up.
Right.
That was that.
Nice.
That's
Hell
how it was.
yeah.
That's
and
how it
she
was.
did a bang up job.
I'm just
Hell
saying, dude.
yeah.
Don't
Good
fuck
job,
around.
Angel's
Don't
grandma.
fuck around.
Nice.
Good fucking job.
Right,
Fucking
right.
carajo.
Salam alaikum, alaikum
Fine.
salam.
Damn. Just
Damn.
like that. Just like
I
that.
got
that.
beat.
You know,
The power. Did you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right.
Not
How was that?
severely, but I got my whoopings every once in a while. I did some crazy
Yeah.
shit as a kid. I think everybody
Yeah,
has.
that arm will tell
And-
us all about
yeah,
it.
exactly. I also understood, that death was, something that definitely it was a part of life at a young age. When I was 6, I got hit by a car, and I broke my
Whoa.
leg. And so from then
How was the
on-
car?
Huh? It was one of those Blazers,
Just kidding.
and the car was
Fucking a blazer.
It was
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
Like a
it wasn't
70s
just
Blazer.
a regular ass car. It had to be a Blazer, dude.
And they were made out of super metal
Un
back then.
Chevy,
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Un Chevy.
And I got hit, and then I landed on the hood of another car. So
Oh,
that other car was
snap.
not so well either. And then I rolled off onto the street, and then, oof, and all the air out of my stomach just went,
Damn.
and I couldn't fucking breathe. And, you know, I broke my leg. But ever since then, ever since that experience, I was in the hospital for a month, and then I was in the cast I was in the hospital for 5 months, and then in a cast for about a month.
Wait, in the hospital?
Whoa.
Why?
You
For
were
a
in the
broken leg?
hospital for
Yeah.
5 months?
Well,
like in
the
and
thing
out?
is,
Or
they had to put me in like this big ass cast, and I was just in that fucking
wow.
cast.
Like a body cast?
Yeah, like a body cast. Like
No
up to
fucking
here.
way,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I don't know why for a broken leg, but that was the situation.
Damn.
And so I remember being in that cast at home and having to drag my little fat self to go watch TV in the room because that was the only fucking TV. And I was like, oh, hey, I'm going to watch my TV.
yeah.
But
Nothing was going to stop you from getting to the
Stop.
fucking TV.
Ma, chips! Chips!
Ah!
I feel the pain. I feel the pain coming in.
But yeah, so I understood from that point on, 6 years old, you know, hey, man, you got to watch the fuck out, dude.
You gotta
'Cause
watch out.
Yeah, you got to be careful, bro.
yeah, exactly. And, you know, death is definitely a part of everybody's life. It's going to happen to everybody.
Yeah.
But you know what? To us believers,
Yeah.
You know what? I inherently don't believe the shit that we don't know what the fuck goes on. Because think about it, man. It's like we've been doing this shit for eons, right?
Right.
We've been doing this fucking
Right.
cycle forever. We've been
Yes.
killing all kinds of shit to eat it.
Sure.
How could we not know what the fuck's on the other side? We do, and that's what I argue. It's like, you know, it's part of our makeup already. So I where we go is where we go and sleep. When we sleep, we're dead, man.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, your body's still involuntarily functioning, right? But we've all been to those fucking places, man. All those places, and it's like, and I don't know why, but I think, you know, maybe fucking, you know, through thousands of years of fucking religions coming in and separating you from the world or God or whatever, because I think you're God, right? I think we're part of the system, right?
Okay.
How can you be segregated of the system and not be part of it, right? It's impossible. It's illogical, right?
Right.
So I think we've been taught that we don't know what happens when we die in order to control us, right? Think about it, man.
Man, that's interesting. That's interesting because there are so many conflicting, you know, destinies, right? Like everybody has a different path of what
place
of
to
how
go.
you go, right? Yeah.
Right.
And so, you know, it might be that no matter what you do on this round or this, you know, this path, doesn't matter what you do, we're all gonna end up in the same place.
Right.
But through these teachings, separate teachings from different places, the idea is to get you to conform to whatever it is that the agenda is pushing.
Because
right?
Isn't that the foundation of religion? 'Cause think
essentially,
about it.
yeah,
Think
it's
about
law.
it. I mean, if you're born in like in an island somewhere, right? You're dropped off. You're born there. You got no system.
Nah.
Yeah.
You got survival skills.
You
That's
would
it.
naturally
Exactly.
you would naturally perceive your environment as part of you, right?
Sure.
I would think to a certain degree. And it's like it's only when you get into a society like the indigenous, when fucking Spain came over and fucking say, yo, motherfuckers, you know, here's some religion. Pow! In the forest.
Wow.
Talking about the Incas?
Yeah, the Incas and stuff.
Yeah.
So, the Incas, yeah, that's right.
Man.
That's right.
Fucking Spaniards.
Why do you sound creepy? The
I don't know. He has a
They
good
destroyed my people, man. Destroyed my people.
The Incas.
And they give him
Man,
potato
I thought
chips
for a
and heart
second he wanted
disease.
another sandwich, like last, you
I
know.
know, that's what I was thinking. Mamá, de una torta. So you know, so if it wasn't for the Spaniards coming in, right, with their Catholicism and stuff like that, that system wasn't there.
Right.
No,
Right?
absolutely
So
not.
they were more of a,
Of course, these things are taught, for sure.
fundamental, you know, like universal system, right? Obviously,
Well, it's
they killed a lot. They sacrificed a lot of people because they inherently knew blood was life-giving, right? You know,
Right.
it was. I mean, I don't think they killed people because they kind of liked killing. I think it was more like it was part of, you know.
It was just a part of the ritual, man.
Right,
It,
right.
it was just like something that they grew up knowing. This is
it's an
for
inherent
this.
part of it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
This ritual is for this purpose. We need to sacrifice for the gods. The gods are your leaders. They rule you, and so we are going to sacrifice because of this.
Right.
In order to get rain, in order to get crops, in order to get whatever the fuck.
Well, see, but then that goes back to what he's saying is that's the teaching. That's the teaching, and that's what they're saying. But who's to say that that's right?
Right.
Oh,
right,
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, what if the agenda and the real reason why they were sacrificing people and whomever it is that they chose to sacrifice was to control population?
Yeah, and that's quite possible. Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? To pull people out of certain power players were just chosen,
right?
And you pull them out. You go ahead and you keep the elite. You get what I'm saying? Like, this game has been playing for too many times before.
Yeah. You know what?
And we can't read between those lines if they're not there for us to catch it. You just don't know, man. You don't know. Right. We can say all we want about the histories and what we find and engravings and walls and things like that, but unless you were fucking there, like, who the hell knows? Nobody knows.
Like imagine a world where everybody is equal, right? Everybody's equal and they're fundamentally powerful. Everybody.
Okay.
Right.
The elites wouldn't be able to fucking stay in power, right?
No.
They have to take away from the populace, right? Or the ones that are, ignorant enough to easy enough to brainwash, right?
Yeah.
And imagine if you're putting on these shows up on the top of the pyramid with the blood's running down the channels of the sides of the walls.
You're like, oh, whoa.
It's like, that's a serious fucking thing. So it's enough to change you.
And if there's anybody that was going to fight you on it or argue it, you know what I mean? Because you've got so many of those people that are willing already on your side, you can easily turn those folk on that naysayer. And all of a sudden,
Blasphemy.
And the next thing you know, they're on the fucking chopping block, because you didn't believe.
Exactly.
And you're gonna keep us from, from getting our rain, right? For us growing our crops. You're gonna keep us from that, so you can't be here anymore, motherfucker.
Yeah. Hey, talking about mines and stuff and sacrifice. Did the Egyptians sacrifice too, man? I don't remember hearing that
I'm not too
shit.
sure
I don't know
about
about
the
that.
Egyptians.
I don't know about that.
Maybe, but then again, I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Yeah. I know, they mummified their kings and their queens.
Just to preserve.
Yeah, just to preserve the dead. They had a lot of respect for the dead, but as far as sacrifice, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, and they straight ziplock their dead. Like, oh, we're gonna save this for later. At some point, the spirit will come back to this body and you go whoop all your asses.
Yeah, but what? It's always there's always a justification behind.
You want to know the Mayan sacrifice?
Yeah.
Damn, look at that.
Oh, look. Ask and you shall receive.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
On it,
man, we need to come in here on a Saturday more often. Shit.
By the way, everybody, normally this show's going to be airing on Sunday at 9, but it's actually being recorded.
It's airing
Saturday
right now.
We're airing right now.
Yeah. Never mind that.
Little did you know.
Saying like,
Little did you know we're on live. Sucker fool.
Was I supposed to stop?
Sorry.
Cut the feed, Jack. Cut the feed, man.
Dude, stop it. I cover up the fucking camera. Crash.
No.
Okay. Offering. See, it was an offering to their gods.
Right.
And who's to say that those were spiritual gods? It could have been.
You mean giant? No, they were extraterrestrial. Are you kidding me?
For sure, dude.
Absolutely.
And they had a
lizard folk.
They had a variety of methods, by the way.
Oh. I like that, Dre.
Decapitation.
Oh.
Okay.
Heart removal.
Oh.
That was
arrow sacrifice, which is like a shooting squad.
Oh,
yeah.
snap.
Arrow.
I like that.
and other methods. What the fuck?
Wow.
I don't know, man. Which one do you think would be the cruelest? The heart
one has to be.
The heart one has to be the worst.
I heard
castration.
And they let you live?
No.
You just cut your dick off?
I'm just saying that would be the worst
make
one.
you suffer, and then
you just bleed out from not having your dick.
Oh man, that's horrible, dude. I don't know, man.
And then they have topless chicks.
I don't want to play anymore.
In front of you. You can't get a hard on. It just squirts blood.
Wow. With sound effects and everything. Nice.
That's what I do, man.
Nice.
That's what I do.
I heard that the sacrificial or the experts or whomever, the surgeons, they were able to pull out the heart beating. They were so fast to crack it open.
Oh shit!
Right? Because what they had was hey Dre, if you could pull up one of those Inca freaking spatulas.
Yeah.
Oh really? It's like
they were so fast that they could crack it open, pull it out beating.
No.
And hold it up in the air.
That's
man.
wild.
Yeah, they're massive.
There was a
surgeons.
movie where that happened. It was like.
I'm pretty sure that was Universal Studios.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure it was Universal Studios. What you're describing right now, where the guy's holding something and it's beating.
No, well, he actually sticks his hand into his fucking chest, pulls out the fucking heart.
Yeah.
And it's
Mummy
still
movie?
fucking beating.
Oh.
You know what it was? I think it was
It was fucking Beetlejuice.
How do you spell Inca?
It was Beetlejuice.
Inca?
Yeah.
I-N-C-A?
I-N-C.
C-A. Yeah,
Four
I-N-C-A.
letters. 4 letters. Yeah. Spatula.
Yeah, come up.
Well, maybe not spatula, dude. Maybe
Oh.
say like knife
Well,
Para
fucking
cocinar las bananas.
or heart.
Hell yeah.
Incan heart
tool.
removal.
Heart sacrifice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. So I mean,
Dude.
did you guys ever watch? Dude,
I never heard of it.
I'm blanking out on it right now. Sorry. Mel Gibson did it. Friggin'
Oh, the one
Jaguar
with-
Paw. Come on now, help me. out.
the one-
Apocalypto. Jesus
Oh,
H.
yeah, Apocalypse.
Did you guys
That
watch
was-
that?
that was
That's
pretty
pretty
good.
good,
Yeah,
man.
that's
I
actually a
like
pretty
that
good movie.
one.
That was really good.
So there's a scene, right, where like they line these guys up, they painted them in blue, and they're the
Yeah.
sacrifice, right? Because they're like warriors from another tribe, and you can't just have warriors from another tribe
Y'all
wandering
motherfuckers
around.
need to go.
You know,
Y'all
y'all, you guys are just way too buff to be slaves. You're gonna fight back, so we're
Yeah.
just gonna have to kill you. Like, just so you
Yup.
know, you dying today, bro.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, you can get past this field, you live.
Yeah.
If you can get there, but you're not gonna get there because there's like 18 of us right here,
Dude.
and we all got spears, rocks,
And the main...
and all kinds of shit.
That
But
main
dude,
guy,
come on.
fucking shit.
I mean, those are football moves right
Yeah,
there, bro.
that's what
Just
I'm saying.
zigzagging.
Motherfuckers
Chit, chit,
started football,
chit, chit.
dude. Like, oh, shit. What is that?
That's the hard thing.
Those are sacrifice.
Oh,
shit.
damn, that one looks like it just got used.
It just got juiced.
Oh,
Fuck,
Dude, I
man.
remember seeing one that was like it had like a half a circle on it, right?
Half
it was,
a
It was
circle.
gold. It was gold, right? It had a gold handle, and then it had like as the blade was a half circle.
Oh, shit.
Damn, but that'll
Man,
do the
that
job.
looks like somebody... Damn, that fool had a big-ass fucking...
a what now? Put them.
It looks like a kid did it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, who the fuck told them that ripping out the heart was the way to go?
I mean, I'm saying like you're
Damn.
talking about making
Talking
them
about
not
trauma.
move, not
Used-
breathe
They
anymore.
did what was effective. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, you know...
Dealer's
they coulda-
choice,
They
right?
could have fucking gutted them and pulled
Sorry,
out...
my guy.
You know, they could have just pulled out all those sacrificial guts, you know?
Yeah.
But they decided the heart was an important thing,
Yeah.
an important sacrifice. Cutting off the head was something important, letting the blood spew into, like,
into the soil.
into the soil or wherever, little cup, and then somebody fucking
Into my mouth.
possibly drinking that shit, you know, was something that they had to do.
Dude, you watching too many Universal Studio movies, man.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm pretty sure that was Universal Studios, dude.
Dude,
Had to be.
Talking about Universal Studios, like Hollywood in terror, right?
Uh-huh.
They've really fucked up people's minds, right?
Oh, for real.
It's like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
the whole fucking, well, obviously vampires was that Dracul, right? Hey, Dre, can you pull up that dude, man? Dracul?
Dracul?
Okay.
Yeah, the
Dracul.
what was he? He was like a, I don't
Dre
know if I
doing
say-
his thing
he's not
today,
like a
man. Thank
dictator.
you.
Not a dictator, but he was back in
Draco
Oh, the
Malfoy.
guy that Dracula's based off of?
yeah. He would mount people.
Count Dracula. Count Dracula.
No, well, his
Oh.
name was something the Impaler.
Yeah, he would impale people.
Yeah, that's what he was
on,
known for.
Like, you know, shoving I guess.
Ivan the
Vlad?
Impaler.
Yeah.
Was it Vlad the
there you go.
Impaler?
I knew it
Vlad?
was something with a V.
Was it really?
I think so, yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Dracula.
the
Yeah,
Impaler.
yeah. Count
There you
Dracula.
go.
There it is.
Yeah, see?
Cha.
So
Van Helsing.
he was the reason why Dracula was created.
Right.
It was based off of him, and this guy was a cruel motherfucker to
Damn.
his enemies. He would
Damn.
impale whoever the fuck, women, children, especially obviously soldiers from the other army,
Right.
or people that just disobeyed him. He was a ruler
Right.
with ferocity, and he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Fear was his thing, man. Because
Yeah.
I heard what he would do is at the openings of the gates or walkways or whatever, he would impale these people live.
Yeah.
Right. They specialize in such a way of shoving the spear up your ass that they would bypass
Oy.
all your vital organs and stick it out of your mouth and you alive.
Yeah.
So they would have you just
And you would just
be a puppet on the
Yeah,
front.
and you would just be there for everybody to see. And he would have like hundreds of bodies just
Now here-
impaled in front of
and
the
as
castle.
they die, he would just get them out of there and replace them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He would
Oh
just,
man, that guy was a showman. He had to keep he had to keep it alive. And
So going back to
oh wow, so there's it. There it is.
there you go.
There you
Yeah, I heard the guy would have dinners and stuff in front of all.
Yeah. Anybody got ketchup?
Man.
Anybody hungry?
Right?
Anybody hungry? No.
Hey, hey,
Going once.
Grab a leg. Grab a
Going
leg.
twice.
I heard the buttocks is really good. Very good.
Oh,
You know where the
ass sandwich.
I think that's where the whole term pulling your leg comes from. Because sometimes they were.
I heard pulling your finger.
No. Quit pulling my leg.
Pull my dick.
Oh.
So yeah, they would impale people,
Sorry,
and
Mom.
then because it wasn't happening fast enough, they're like pull on his legs. And
Right.
But I thought pulling your leg was like
it's
like
for
a joke?
Yeah,
I don't think impaling somebody is funny, bro.
it's not.
Oh,
It's
damn.
well, it was.
Maybe
funny
it was
to
funny
them.
then,
Yeah,
right?
that's
They're
what-
like, pull,
I think
his
Angel's
leg.
getting a little sensitive right now. It's not funny, man.
It's not funny, bro.
If kiss a dukush.
Wow. Nice, Ray. Thank you.
I don't. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
I might have missed that one. There.
But let's take that to a point, right? Like that guy saw death all the time, right?
For sure.
Like just
Unfazed.
just the most
Mm-hmm.
torturous, just the most mutilation. You get desensitized to that shit, right?
Hell yeah, you
Yeah.
do.
So that
For
you
sure.
can now eat
Eventually.
now in front of like people just being
Yeah.
just taken out.
Well, I mean, they say like right, like there's a fine line between like what I would call like I would say like even like a butcher, right?
Right.
Like a butcher, like where does he draw the line?
Right.
That guy cuts up things all the time, right? Farmers kill animals all the time, and so where do those folk draw the line? Like what? Because it's a human. Because it's a human.
No, you know.
If you're trying to dispose of something and you want to get rid of it, and you got a big ass farm and you can do that,
yeah.
who's gonna stop you?
Right.
You get what I'm
That's true,
saying?
yeah.
Like who's
That's
gonna?
a good
And
point.
those are the kind of people that can do that kind of shit.
And who
Right.
teaches them that? That has to come from something
Has
when
to
they
be
were
from the
little,
parents,
little
But
kids.
home, that's it. At home, like
Yeah,
like
from-
you
from-
grew up on the
from
farm.
youth, yeah,
you're
right.
there. You know, you slice up a piggy when you're like 10, 12. Like
Yeah.
so, you're you're either on it or you're not, right?
Right.
You always have that one sibling that can't handle it, and then they move, right?
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
I'm also
it.
talking about Vlad the Impaler. You know, he
Oh.
had to have been taught that, like from his parents. You know, king,
Or
queen,
not, fool. Maybe he
ruthless,
just ran
you know?
around chasing, squirrels or whatever fucking animal they had around there at the time, and just, that's how most serial killers start,
You know
right?
what?
Is
He
killing
he
animals.
probably put fucking firecrackers up cats' asses. I bet.
Oh,
I
man.
bet you he did.
little
And he probably like
titties from then.
soothed them first and like petted them and pretended he was all cool, and then just randomly stuck firecrackers in their assholes.
Right. But think about how we're separate from our food supply, right? Like think
Okay.
about, back in the old not in the olden days, but everybody still kind of does it in like in the rural areas.
Yeah.
Right? You kill your own
Absolutely.
your own,
Yep.
you fish your own thing, you fish your fish out of the stream.
Right.
You gut it, boom boom, it's cooked up, boom, whatever,
Yep.
right? Like your pig, you want your carnitas,
Yeah.
you do
Yep.
your job,
Chop
right?
it up.
Your shit,
Right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think, or what do you? God, what's the question? How has that changed us in society? Like we don't.
We don't
we
see
think
that.
I'm not fucking doing it.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
not-
point
about-
that I'm
yeah.
saying.
we
Yeah.
think
or-
about
or
like
what you're
killing
saying,
something, right? It's like
absolutely,
the death, right?
So my opinion in that is the way we buy stuff in the store.
Right.
Yeah,
it
it's
completely-
industrialized.
It completely
Detaches us from the system.
detaches us. That's
Absolutely.
the best word
Yeah.
to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Detaches us from that process, and that's why we're
Sure.
able to make these laws for these animals and stuff, and not know how it is. I think we should actually catch our own food, or at least
Yeah.
know somebody who catches their own food and buy
Right.
it. from
Local,
them.
Right,
local,
right.
yeah.
Because
But that's hard. Like that's hard because like at this point with the industrialization, at this point it's really hard to get people
Right.
to take a step back.
Right.
Like you even have some like cities that are outlawing you having your own like vegetable garden. You can't even have your own
What the
vegetable
hell?
garden in your own
Why?
yard.
Why?
Supposedly you're not able to. Like it's just against the law.
It was in the past, but they're starting to pass laws to loosen those up. They're
That's
starting-
excellent,
they're
bro.
starting-
Because that's fucking ridiculous.
They're
Why the
starting-
hell
That
can
is
I
kinda
grow my own
ridiculous,
goddamn
man.
tomatoes?
They're allowing people to do their own vegetables, allowing people
Super.
to have chickens, and
Nice.
they're allowing people to collect rainwater.
Excellent.
So
Yeah,
that's pretty
dude,
cool.
going off the grid and like having like one of those little pods, self-sufficient. You don't need anything from
You
anybody.
don't fucking need
Oh.
anything, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a dream right
honestly,
there.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be very beneficial for everybody if they did do their own killing
Now-
or made their own vegetables. This is about survival.
Should be taught in
If
class.
the world goes to shit right now, those people that rely on supermarkets and everybody else to
Yes.
do all their fucking work,
We will all die.
they're gonna die.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
not gonna know how to do shit.
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest, though, man. And some
Yeah.
people are gonna assimilate, and some people are not. And so that's
That's
what's
true,
gonna
too.
draw everybody apart. Like fight or flight, dude. You're either gonna get it or you don't.
Uh-huh,
At some point, you're gonna know that you're gonna have to fucking skin a cat to eat the motherfucker. Like,
Come here, Whiskers.
I'm just saying.
But think about it, like we some people just pass, right? You know, your condolences because your grandma passed.
Yep.
Belle passed or whatever. But it's part of the system, right? That's inherent, right?
Right.
Sure.
So because I think people that lived on the farm, because back in the olden days, people would have 12 kids, right?
Sure.
No birth control would be like boom, boom, right after another, right?
Yeah.
Half of the kids would probably die or whatever, and people probably had 16 kids, 12 lived, right?
Yeah.
But death was part of life, right? So maybe it was more valuable because of that, right? You had to kill your own animal. I mean, what I think is somehow that's beautiful, right? That death is beautiful somehow,
Okay,
right?
okay.
And it's inherent because you can't help but look into the stars and feel that you're part of it, right? In other words, you can't till the earth and grow your vegetables and not feel that you're part of that carrot. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
okay.
in
This
laying
is
the hands,
This is something you
yeah, it's like something-
created. This is a part
right,
of me right
right.
here.
You're part of the prairie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like so I wouldn't see why they wouldn't say that the rain gods or the sun would be like a god because it gives nutrients. Things grow only when the sun's hitting.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can see how that is. You can see you're part of it, right? Because you see the constellations moving across the sky.
Yeah.
I mean, now we're really, really segregated from nature, right?
Sure.
Right? We don't even kill our own food anymore. We eat
Right.
shit, open up a fucking plastic bag and chomp on it, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when people get old, it's all full of fucking cocktails of medication, right? And that seems to be okay, right? That's okay with people now. Just a cocktail of medication when you get older, right?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
the party start.
Yeah. But
Let
but
the
I-
bodies hit the floor. Let the
damn, Ray. I didn't know you had it in you, man. That's impressive.
they open the bottle and it's like, I get knocked down.
Back it up again.
Oh, Chumbawamba. Oh man.
Sorry, back to you. Sorry.
Thanks. Back to I can't recover from that, man.
Nah, you can't
I
top
gotta follow that
Chumbawamba, bro.
asshole. Fuck.
Hey man.
Can't
You know-
top
you know,
Chumbawamba, dude.
It's really quick. I today, I do ride sharing, right? So,
Okay.
Oh, shit.
For a
Oh.
prominent company.
All right.
So then I'm not gonna say
All right.
until they start.
Does it rhyme
until,
with
until they start paying
lube her?
Dre
Is it,
to have
is it
airtime.
sidecar?
So this one guy, he's an old guy. It took him, I pulled up to his pad. It took him like maybe 5 minutes to get from his door to the fucking car door, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
he's an older guy, right?
Okay.
So he got in finally. Very coherent guy, but he had Parkinson's, right? He looked
Okay.
like he was like pushing late 70s, right?
All right.
And he was telling me, he just started talking to me, whatever. He goes, yeah, he goes, this morning, he goes, last night I took a nap because I just got up from a nap because I haven't been sleeping well. I'm like, oh, okay. And he goes, because they've been giving me these medications that are absolutely like knocking me out. And he's describing it to me. He goes, this thing's about the size of like a grain of rice. It's tiny, right?
Okay.
But he goes, that thing knocked me out to where I couldn't even lift a finger.
Whoa.
Right? It's like for days and shit, right?
Let me get two.
Damn.
Dre's
So-
all about it.
Where did you drop this guy off?
Yeah,
And how do I get some of that
And
shit?
can we go give him a ride?
I would ask him for two.
I just want to ask him a couple.
All
You
I
got
want to
any
know
extras?
is
All I wanna do.
But don't get it twisted. I wouldn't take them both at the same time. I would take one now, save the other one for later.
there
Come
you
on.
go.
Oh, man.
Come on, dude. Just wake up from your nap.
You know,
Oh, there's the other
Dre,
one.
you can get paid for that, bro. It's called medical experimentation.
Yeah, research.
They
man.
can do all kinds of shit
I
like
tried,
that.
Do
but
it,
they
bro.
always said, they always
I
disqualify
tried.
me.
they kicked me out because I took it all.
Yeah. They're like, you're too happy.
They didn't like me because none of the drugs worked. I don't know.
That's another thing.
It worked on everybody else
on
but
everybody
me.
but
I don't know.
but this guy was saying that they OD'd him on this stuff, right?
Oh,
like
shit.
totally overdosed him, right? And he
Man.
goes, I couldn't even lift a finger for days, like 3 days.
Get out.
Yeah. Like he goes, he finally got to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. So they adjusted his medication and all that shit, right? But the whole point is, this guy, according to what he described, he's been super active all his life. He was like a professional, like a volleyball player,
All right,
all
yeah.
this shit, like super, super active all his life. And he goes, now that I have Parkinson's and stuff, I goes, the only thing that really controls it is exercise. Goes, so he intentionally goes, and he's like 80. Looks like he's like 80 some years old. He intentionally gets on a stationary bike, does pedaling for like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Then he has to do like some like yoga shit, and all this stuff, right? Just to stay going, right?
Quick side note. I've been doing so. I recently got a new job, and at this place, one of my coworkers has been implementing yoga time, and I've been trying it out.
Damn.
Nice.
It's so fucking relaxing, dude.
Damn.
It's so great. I recommend that you guys do. If you just need to de-stress or whatever the fuck, just do like 10, 15 minutes of yoga, and you're good for the rest of the day.
Damn.
That's nice.
Sorry,
So what'd you do, man? What was your pose, bro?
Huh?
What was your
Dude,
pose?
I was just leaning up against the wall and just like, they just get in a comfortable position, however it is, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then just, the person sets up, there's an app for it. And then on the app, somebody's talking and, talking.
Are you sure it's not meditation, not yoga? Because yoga is positioning.
No, it's a combination, I guess. Because, it is a little bit of meditation. But there's also like some points in the app where they tell you, okay, now move your leg a little bit this way.
Lift your left butt cheek and spread.
Lift that nutsack. And
without your hands.
But yeah, I strongly recommend it. You guys, back to you, George. But
Back to you.
Back to you,
no,
George.
but that's.
So what you're saying is I need to go do some yoga.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're saying that
All right.
Do that.
yoga is better than drugs?
Nah, come on.
All right. I'm going to try yoga, and then I'll tell you.
Nah.
And then I'll tell you.
Charlie's home.
It's not frozen
He's
yoga.
not gonna
What if I could do yoga and drugs?
You
Nah.
can.
I don't think I could do it, guys.
You know what they
Well,
I don't
depends on
believe
the
in
drug.
myself.
It depends on the drug. Like,
True. That's very true. I
Yeah.
feel like if I try it while I'm high, I'm going to fall asleep. I feel like I'm not going to have the attention span for it if I'm doing anything other
Well,
than
you're not
that.
supposed to have attention span, bro.
So what,
Yeah.
are you gonna try to hit all the concerts and spots over there? Are you gonna try to hit the spots?
Oh, well, that's a nice turn of events right there. Are we talking about where I'm going to be next week?
Oh,
Yeah.
fine.
For anyone that doesn't know, for anyone that doesn't live in California or on this planet for that matter, Indio is having the biggest music festival ever.
The movie Rampage is coming out, and everybody's gonna go watch
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
it. I'm going to India to watch Rampage.
Everybody's going to Indio
Indio,
to go
Texas.
watch Rampage. All right, guys. No, Coachella Music Festival. That's what he's talking about. That's what he was referring to. He took a hard left right there, guys. So, yeah. Our yodeling boy from last week that we ended our show with.
I thought when he said hit all the spots, I thought he meant the chakras, bro.
Oh, snap.
I was
thought
like,
he was talking
damn,
about the
damn.
I was like, damn, George.
I need somebody to hit my
Have you
chakras.
ever tried to hit all the spots? Oh, you ever tried that?
you need somebody to hit your cheek rust.
Oh,
no idea what
damn. Spread them.
Spread 'em.
Not to you, sorry.
Brett, to you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Off topic there, guys.
Yeah.
Off topic. But I will not be here next week. Let's just go ahead and get it out of the way now.
Damn.
I'm going to be dancing in the desert. I'm going to be
Dehydrating.
Yep, I'm going to be out there running around with my shirt off, possibly pants.
Yeah.
That just depends at what point of the night that is.
He's gonna wear the
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what it is, baby. Yeah. So many good bands, so many good headliners. It's going to be such a good time. I'm excited.
Coachella.
I will call you guys from there. Be ready.
do
I'm
that.
going to call in. I'm going to
Honestly.
FaceTime. I know that you have the capabilities to do that.
But we're gonna be on Sunday. Will you be?
I'm going to be there.
You're gonna
It's
be there
Friday
until-
through Sunday, dog.
Oh,
I'm going to be there. Don't
shit.
trip.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
Hey, when you
Hell
come
yeah,
on
bro.
your way back, take a photo of the Kevin and Bean billboard.
Oh, most def. I got you. Don't even trip.
Thank
I
you,
got
sir.
it all day.
Dude, what does that set somebody back, man? About a G? 2 Gs?
I'm not at liberty to discuss what
Oh,
it
2
may or
Gs?
may not cost
Damn.
to do this kind of thing.
Right.
Just know that I budgeted for it,
Nice.
and it's going to be a good time.
Nice.
I'm just saying, it's like traveling, right?
Yeah.
Like you're going
you
out
gotta
there, you're
prepare for it.
traveling, you're like going to spend a whole day out. You're
It's a lot of
mostly
money.
you're
That's a lot.
mostly drinking and eating. That's pretty
Mhm.
much what you do when you travel. You drink and eat places, right? And you
Nah.
sleep in a foreign bed, right? Like that's what you do when you travel.
Dre's like, hell nah.
That
I
shit's
fuck too.
crazy.
That shit's crazy.
That shit's crazy.
Sorry, George. So wait, continue with your story. So you were
What the
talking
fuck?
about
There was a story. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
dude, you totally interrupted the story, bro.
Oh.
That's all right. No, that's all right. That's
Back
a
to
natural,
the story,
So you were
guys.
talking to the
Yeah,
old
these
guy.
crazy pills, man.
Okay.
Like in other words, for an old guy,
Horse
it's easy to-
tranquilizers.
It's all right. So For older people, it's all right to take a fucking shitload of fucking pills. Like a
Hell
fucking,
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't be that old dude at liquor stores that's just gonna pocket shit. I'm just gonna put the I'm fucking senile. Like, what do you want? Like, I'm sorry, man. I had
Taking all the
no
Snickers.
idea.
That's normal.
I had no idea I had 8 bottles of vodka in my coat. No, nope.
Nice.
Sorry, dude.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we
Well,
got some videos today, man.
Yes, we do.
Klepto.
So, since the show started off with the afterlife,
Death.
I do have 2 videos that I want to show in regards to the afterlife. So, this first one right here is, and I'm glad that we started talking about the Incas because this video takes place in Peru, okay? And it's a bank that these 3 individuals are working at,
Right.
and he's just he's trying out his new phone, I assume, and he's recording his friends, and then in the background they see something pass by, and so I want you guys to tell me what you think about this one in good old Peru.
It's a string it's a fishing string.
No, down in the comments.
Okay, so it's after this video.
Bank Ghost Girl.
This
Workers at the Credit
Yeah.
Bank BCP in Peru were hanging out after business hours having a chat as one of them tested out the camera on his new phone.
He just want to check out the chick. man.
Suddenly, he catches something very strange in the background
Okay,
of the
so-
video.
Sí, pero lo que pasa es que ese mongol de Alonso, que es medio bestia.
He's talking, he's hanging out with his friends, you know.
50% no puedes hacer las cosas bien.
They're checking out the computer, wondering what's going on with it. They're testing out a new program.
Cosa que la gente no
And
entiende.
then if you look in the background behind the guy drinking water, there's a guy drinking water. If you look behind that, guys, those of you that are listening, there's like a whole other room behind the guy that's drinking water, and you see something pass by right now. See that little shadow?
Oye, 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 la cámara-
And the guy
oye,
taking the
cámara,
video,
la niña
he's
corriendo.
reacting right now.
He tells his workmate that he just saw the shadowy figure of a little girl run behind him.
Oye, en la cámara acaba de pasar ahorita una niña corriendo. Oye, la niña que llora. Oye, te juro que en la cámara acaba de pasar ahorita.
His co-workers don't seem to believe him. So
Okay.
the man goes to check, but
There's
there.
nothing there, okay? And then
Footage from a second bank security camera shows the bank's front doors seeming to open.
and then close.
And then close, all on their own.
Okay. So what you're seeing right there is the guy's recording with his new camera. In the background, while they're all talking, they see a little shadow figure passing by. He goes to check in the area where it looks like the shadow figure
Right.
enters, and there's nothing there.
Right.
And then a little bit later, they see that
From a different
from
angle.
a different security camera, the front door of the bank
Open up.
open up by
Right.
itself and then close by itself. So what do you guys think?
I think it's a fishing string setup. Just kidding. No, that was pretty cool.
I think it's CGI.
You think it's CGI?
Yeah, I think these guys are good at what they do, and they hooked it up. They're bankers, right?
Yeah.
Obviously CGI.
In Peru, yeah.
Obviously, those guys are very smart. Clearly,
Yeah.
Peruvian bankers.
Peruvian
dude.
bankers are the smartest guys in the world. You didn't know that?
Mm,
Obviously,
Nice.
this is CGI, dude.
yes, nice.
Well, George, what do you think?
You know, I like it, man.
You like it?
Yeah, I like
Ah.
it.
On
What- what
their
do
intelligence level alone.
Well, it's funny because you know, I remember that one video. One of the best videos that you ever brought up was that one with the surgery room, right? Where
Yeah,
that dude
in
was
the
trying to
hospital?
take pictures
Yeah.
of that chick's breasts,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
right? And so behind was a shadow. I think you've seen it, Ames, right?
Maybe.
Okay, but the whole thing was there was a shadow like that passed by very quickly from one end of the video to the next, right?
Oh, okay.
And so oddly enough, through my own experience, I've seen shadow things like pass by real quick in a room.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
dark,
yeah.
but
yeah.
they're-
Out
but
of
they're
the corner
dark.
of your eye. Yeah.
They're dark, yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like, why not that? But what kind of throws me off is, you know, how the front doors opened up and you didn't see anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why
Sure.
what was special about that dude's camera? Unless his phone camera, you know, because phone cameras are pretty advanced compared to maybe what a
What they
webcam
were,
or
like-
whatever for security
Yeah.
is, right?
Okay.
Imagine what you would have caught if you had a 60 FPS camera.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Caught you winking at me.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
dude.
Dre is in
61.
agreement with that
61.
60. What is it? 60 PF?
60 FPS.
FPS? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. All right, I
Six-
got to go to Best
60
Buy or
frames
some
per
shit like
second,
that.
bro.
I got to look this shit up
You
online,
literally just
goddammit.
have to put that in on the search, and it'll find you tons of stuff.
Damn.
At least that's what they tell me.
But it's good, man.
It's what I've been told.
Yeah, it's like the dark stuff is kind of like what's always been, you know.
You know, as far as shadows figures,
I mean, it could be
also
photoshopped. It could be, it could be all that shit.
It always could be. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, but it could also always be right.
Yeah, exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, for all I know.
And that's exactly why I bring these videos, because, I mean, sometimes, you know, I look at the videos and then I see, yeah, okay, this is kind of iffy. But still, there is that off chance that, you know, fuck, maybe there's something to this. Maybe there's something to this.
I like it when a video rolls out and it's organic.
Okay.
Very organic. And so for me in this instant, the only thing that I didn't appreciate is this guy's got his phone out and he's like testing it or something, but he's not actually filming anything. He doesn't have a subject. He's just filming nothing.
Yeah.
Like he's not really focusing on any of the people that he's there with, right? He's just got it on.
You know what?
You see what I'm saying?
I thought from his reaction to what he was telling his friends, I thought that was genuine.
Okay.
But that was, you know, that could, you know, just be well rehearsed, you know. He
could be a
testing out his
natural.
phone. He could be a natural actor.
He could be a natural.
But I thought it was pretty genuine. Like the guy seemed like he was genuinely like, holy shit, wait a minute, you guys, what the fuck is going on? I just saw something right now.
Yeah.
But
you know, the shadow thing is kind of like, it seems to be a very common thing people do see, like a shadow.
Okay.
So, you know, hey.
Well, I have a cousin. Shout out Coach A. You know who you are. I have a cousin who works at a Kaiser, right?
Uh-huh.
And so him and all his coworkers, they're constantly saying that, you know, certain things happen in certain wings of the hospital, right? There's certain rooms that have a lot of action, so to speak.
Okay.
You hear things, you just, you know, things are popping in those places, and it's mostly where, you know, people have passed, right? And they all have their stories, and a lot of them have similar stories of similar figures. Yeah. Right now, one of two things is happening. Either this is really happening and all that stuff is going on, or these guys have like the illest support system ever, right? These are your ride or dies right here. They're going to shoot you some bullshit, and they got a whole squad that's going to go ahead and run with the bullshit with you. You get what I mean? Like, and it would take a whole lot of just
rehearsing.
Coordination. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna tell these guys that there was this little girl, right? If they ask you, she's wearing she's got a red in her ponytail, right? All right.
Honestly, it makes sense. It makes sense to me that, you know, if something would happen at a hospital.
For sure.
Because, I mean, there's a lot of death going on in the
hospital. For sure.
There's a lot
you know where I'm surprised that there is death, right? Because we always talk about it being traumatic experiences, right? Traumatic experiences where those kind of things end up happening. But it's like, what's traumatic about getting put in the dirt at a cemetery?
Nothing.
You're being laid to rest, right?
But,
so like,
well, they're burying your corpse.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you're being laid to rest. Like, like where you escaped.
That's probably
the
where
body
you hang out,
is
man.
where you should be, right? Like
where you generally hang
where
out,
you generally crossed over is where you would normally kick it, right? So I've just always thought about that. It's kind of funny, right? Because we always talk about like a haunted cemetery.
No,
and it's like, why would it be haunted?
That's where a lot of people that do this stuff, like the mediums and stuff, they say you hang out where you died. Where you left, where you checked out.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, it kind of makes sense where you see like people on the sides of the street and stuff.
Yeah.
Like put flowers and like candles and shit.
Yeah. For sure, where they died.
For,
you know, absolutely.
You know, the zero.
Oh, dude, speaking of that, there was a fucking guy, I think it was England maybe? I'll have to look it up. Some guy broke into someone's house.
Right.
Broke into their house and while he was trying to escape or got in an altercation with the homeowner stabbed him. As he was running away for his life, he bled out and died.
On the property?
No, just down the block.
Right.
Okay. Just down the block.
Damn.
But he was an attempted burglar,
Right.
Who was thwarted and just stabbed, and the guy tried to run away. So then at the site where this guy died, they put out a memorial for him.
Okay.
Well,
right? Because he died.
Okay.
He died on the street. He bled out. The dude died. Now, other homeowners in that neighborhood came and they smashed that site to pieces, man. They popped all the balloons. They ripped out all the flowers, candles. I mean, they fucked it up really bad.
Okay.
And it's like, what side is right there? Cause I kind of feel on both sides, sort of.
Right.
Okay.
Sort of, because if this guy is willing to jump into your house, what else is he willing to do?
Right.
If he was armed, would he put a bullet in your head? Is he going to stab you in your side so that he can get away scot-free? He might. He was on the wrong side of the knife that day, and it's unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for whatever reason this man reached this despair, right? And he was so desperate to do what he needed to do.
Right.
For whatever reason, he did it. And when he was leaving, I'm sure there was a family that he was going to come home to that he didn't make it back to. And that family is going to miss him no matter what, regardless of his actions.
Of what he did, yeah.
Regardless of his actions,
That's
right?
true.
So, I mean, you let the people that are missing their person mourn, right? Or who, like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, who's right here? Who's right?
Right, I got you.
What would you do in that situation?
It's a moral
would you
qualm.
Would you let them, like, say it happened right in front of your house?
Right.
And they put a memorial right there, but you knew this guy was a convicted rapist or whatever.
Yeah.
Would you let that memorial there? Would you leave it alone, or would you take it off right away?
I'd probably leave it there for a
Okay.
little bit, right?
Okay.
And then, trash it, right?
See, you said rapist. That's, like, so different.
No, well, I mean, I'm just, I'm just any
It changes
situation,
but
any
it change
scenario.
no, but what the person did would change the situation, right?
Well, I mean, this guy's a burglar. Like you said, he could have
Absolutely
murdered me. He could have been a murderer.
Could have.
Obviously,
he was weak enough to where he got turned around and stabbed.
Well, yeah, unfortunately.
I don't think he was raping anybody.
Okay, so
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
that's a good point. That's a good moral
Sorry.
question that we all have to think about.
Think about it, everybody. Let us
But-
know. Let us know what you think in the comments.
I do have another video that I want to show you guys.
All right,
okay?
bring it on.
Show me.
So what's going on right here is this is a video of a video. So these
A
security
video of a video?
Yes. So these
Interesting.
security guards are
Vidception.
recording their security cameras, and what's
monitors.
going on is they sent 2 security guards out to this location.
Roll it, Dre.
Yeah.
Does he have it?
They,
Oh no, he's
I
got
have
it.
I have it.
Oh, yeah.
So they sent.
Girl.
Well, let the video explain it, but they see something on the camera.
Security camera. What looks like a young girl dressed in all black is standing near one of their trucks. While 2 guards go outside to investigate, the others watch on the CCTV camera.
Now they're instructing the other 2 guards to go, hey, okay, she's right there, guys. Move to your left. Move to your left. She's right there. And so, for those of you that are listening, they're at the spot where they see a little figure of a girl, what looks like a girl, and 2 security guards are investigating, but they don't see anything. They don't see anything, and they're instructing, hey, she's right there. But the security guards on the scene, they don't see anything.
No, you know what? I don't know.
Ya le abrí aquí la malla al 37, lo dejo que pase para del otro lado, lo acompaño al portón y lo dejo que vaya.
So they're like, hey.
It's fake. Because no security guy would be wailing his arms around right in
Yeah.
the spot.
Yeah.
It's staged.
Yeah, this is a little too much. There's too much theater.
drama.
Too much theater.
He's
And
like,
then the other guy's coming in, and he's like, ponte a trabajar, pendejo.
Despite the girl being visible on the security camera monitor, the guards on the lot can't see her, even though she is standing right beside them.
Can't see her or
The other guards
won't.
inside try to direct them to her location.
no, they're moving
over
their
the
arms too
radio.
much.
Yeah, I think they were trying to put that on
They're-
to make it seem that she's transparent and she's
Right,
not
right.
there.
To make it a point, she
Yeah.
wasn't standing there. right?
Exactly, exactly.
Well,
But that was a good one, dude. I liked it.
No,
Right.
honestly, like,
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of crazy because it's just off of a security camera. It could be CGI, of course,
No. She's physically there. Like, she's standing there.
No, but the
She's
thing
casting
is,
a shadow, too.
she is casting a shadow, and the thing is, they're moving through her. Like
But,
when
but
they're moving their arms,
but the point is this:
the thing goes
yeah,
through
but the
them.
point is they're making this drama
Yeah,
in
and no
literally
one
in
would
that
do
spot,
that.
nowhere else
Yes.
in the area, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how would they know that she's right there?
Because the guys on the walkie-talkies are instructing them to go, hey, she's
It-
right there. Move to your left.
Right,
She's right there.
right. But if I were to tell you, you know what I mean, like turn around, how far around do you turn before you stop?
Well, if you told me to turn around, I'm gonna go 180.
You're gonna 180
the other
it,
way.
right?
Yeah,
But
180.
what I'm saying is that like it is like they were directing them with like paces and things like that, and then they just started waving their arms like in front of where she was supposed
in other
to
words,
be.
if they couldn't see her, they'd be probably walking around like maybe radiuses of 10 feet in areas and looking around.
Okay.
But they to emphasize that she is not there, they would swing their arms in a very artificial way. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
They're also flashing the lights, like,
Yeah.
and the light
They're
goes
just swinging
through there.
Yeah, you're swinging.
Oh,
swing-
does that? I
Yeah.
didn't catch that at all.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that at all.
You wanna?
All right, next.
Oh, the guard shines his light around, but they both still seem to see nothing. It almost looks as if the guards believe that they are being pranked by the other security guards inside at the CCTV monitor. Creepiest of all, as the guards search, they seem to pass right through the girl, and one guard's flashlight shines right through her body as well.
Dude, why would he do that? That makes no sense.
Because the security guards on the walkie-talkie that are watching, they're
believe?
telling him she's right there. Like,
This
shine your
is
light right there.
Dalhousie Castle in Scotland.
Yeah.
It's
Scotland.
I was
800
trying to get
years
it
old.
to
And
pause.
the reason why we're here
Roll into
is
another one.
because the place is rumored.
Damn, rumored.
Yeah,
I don't know,
no,
that was a tough one, man.
yeah, that was too much theater for me. I'm not in. I'm not in. I'm not in.
All right.
All right.
And George, you're not in either, huh?
I'm not in, man.
We
Well,
already
those
we
are
already
the
know what
that
Dre
have-
thinks. We already know what Dre
Dre
thinks.
always.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a Dre from that guy over there.
Wow. Dude, what is it with like old places? Like the next video right here is obviously a castle, right? But it's always some sort of association of old places with fucking death and shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
people. I mean,
Go ahead.
what? When was a modern day like hospital invented?
Huh?
Like a
was
hospital,
built?
like yeah. I mean, the concept of you going to see
I
the
don't know
professional versus the
I don't know
professional coming
that.
to see you.
When was it made?
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to
Oh.
figure out. That's what I'm asking.
do
That's
you-
my question.
I'm
My
conf-
question is
I'm
my
confused.
question is when the concept of a hospital where
Mhm.
we go to get ourselves treated.
Right.
When did that become mainstream
As opposed to like the doctor coming
To
your
you.
house.
Yeah.
to your house?
Back in the night, actually, I think back in the 40s or something. That was probably the end of it, man. People,
In the 40s?
doctors, yeah. would
So then
come
there,
do
so
a
then
house
that'll
call.
answer your question: is that everybody's ill at their own homes and probably dying in their own homes, and that's probably why.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot
Good
of
point.
history, and of course, the rules and the laws in these when these places were built were way different.
Right.
Murder was way up. And a lot of people just died there. So it makes sense that the older the building is, that there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of death in those areas. I mean, it's more likely.
Right. One thing that I've always saw. Hey, Dre, can you pull up like a video on Indian burial ground or something like that, if you don't mind, bro?
Indian
There's a
burial
lot of
ground.
people building shit on burial grounds, right? Like I remember
Yeah.
there's this one community that was built on a burial ground, right?
Yeah.
And all the people had fucking crazy ass hauntings, right, in their pads, right?
Mm.
And so, they took out. I don't know if it'll come up on here, but there's this one video that I saw, which was people were having a party in the backyard, right?
Okay.
And so they were filming, and this fucking fog came in. This really, really deep fog came in, or dense fog, and you would see like these faces in the fog, right?
Faces.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it was in a party, right? It was at a
Okay.
party, and everybody just
Uh-huh.
filming or whatever. And but the whole point is I think it's minus the structure. The structure really doesn't have anything to do with it. I think it's the maybe the memory or the energy that the land had, right?
Yeah.
Sacred land. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well, I mean, that's why like Keystone Pipeline was such a like big deal, right? Like it was
Right.
going through like
was
through a
going
lot
through
of
sacred land?
Yeah, through sacred
Yeah,
land, and
right, yeah,
like
a lot of
their
good land.
prophecies talked about a snake, eventually being the demise of them in that area, and that's
Right.
figuratively that's pretty much what it is, and it's already had two
Yeah.
bursts since then.
maybe do like I don't know, probably do a search like party Indian ghost. night party Indian ghost. Well, dudes, I don't know if
Let's
you
do
realize
it,
this, you don't realize
yeah.
it, but this is kind of the end of the hour, man.
Is it? We
Another-
might as well cue the yodel boy at this point.
Do some like
Where's the outro? Nah,
like, doom,
Dre's got it.
doom, doom.
Dre, you got it or I got it?
We're doing the outro for the.
Look at that.
the
Bam.
yodeling kid.
It's already there for us, guys. Wham. Oh, man, I don't even know which one to pick. Which one?
Pick
Nah, it's not gonna be that one if you pick the first one. I promise.
Hey Dre, are you getting paid for that ad, bro?
Oh no.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to another the DAG Show. What the
Yeah,
no,
the
no.
JAG Show.
the yodeling
JAG
show.
Show.
Yeah.
They could find us on Facebook at official JAG Show, on Twitter at official JAG Show, on Instagram. What is it, Angel?
The _ JAG _ show.
Okay. And where else?
At the jagshow.com, guys. We're on the internet. I know, it's amazing. Thanks a lot. Thanks for showing up, giving us your time. I hope we entertained you and hope we informed you, man, because we had some serious knowledge in here.
That's right.
You can take that with a grain of sand or not, but thank you so much.
I'll miss you next week, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Woo!
Go to YouTube,
Coachella.
subscribe, and like or dislike.
Yeah.
On the Super Audio Network.
Mega like.